Hello, everyone, and welcome to sorry.
These are hard words. Whoever came up with this,
I was the one who came up with this, but okay.
Space Smurfs, Space Smurfs,
Space Smurf,
Space Smurfs.
Space Smurfs,
Space Smurfs.
Space Smurf.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the most coolest and fun space talk in town. Yes, the Space Smurfs. I know we have been gone MIA for the last couple of months, and yeah, we are back with the season 3 right now. Of course, we were on a break. We were transitioning from season 2 to season 3. And I'm so happy that we are doing the season 3 this year. And together with Space Smurfs, we are taking you through the amazing and awesome space stuff that's happening out there right now. And this is your girl, Aleena, who is a wannabe space talk show host, manifesting it. And you're watching Space Mom Season 3, Episode 1. Well, we have this very first episode of Season 3 right now. And as we all know, Space Moms is an awareness channel or a space communication channel, basically. And there are a lot of things that happens in the space communication sector, right? And I think with the first episode of this season, there is no other better topic to discuss rather than space advocacy. And of course, I'm not the only one who is going to talk about it. I have a expert Smurf joining in for season 3's episode 1. And to know more about what is space advocacy, how does it work, the challenges, and a lot about the rest of the things, we have the amazing space influencer from Pakistan, Miss Yumna Majeed, here with me today. Yumna, welcome to the show.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Yep. How's your day going? How are you? How are you feeling?
Day is going fine. I'm okay. I'm going good. Excited
Okay.
about this podcast. The name is so cool. Space Smurfs. I like it.
Yes. Yes. Everyone has been saying that to me. I mean, since the clubhouse session that we started in 2021. But anyway, we will just go ahead with the questions for you for this podcast. And before we go in detail about space advocacy and everything, I bet our audience would like to know a little bit about yourself, like,
Sure.
what did you do in your career, and we know what's the passion for you in space, and all such things. So over to you.
Okay, so it will be a quick introduction. Yumna Majeed, I say that I have two career paths. One, academically, I am a medical lab technologist. And when I got into my medical college, I started my own space awareness campaign. So when I say space awareness campaign, it was actually just a one-woman army who was very passionate about space. And I just used to visit a lot of schools and debunk the space myths actually. And then the work got bigger and bigger and bigger, and now it's a registered organization. During the journey, I won different titles, different awards regarding space awareness, outreach, and yeah, now I call myself a space educator or a space advocate, science communicator. Yeah, so my organization is Exploration.
Okay.
And I am running both of the things. I am trying to combine my profession of medicine with passion of space. And on the other hand, I am also promoting space and astronomy in Pakistan and trying to bring cosmos to the classroom.
Wow, that's really amazing. And for all the listeners out there, Yumna do have an amazing Instagram page called Exploration by Yumna. So I will definitely link it down in the description box so you can
Sure.
check it out and also follow her. I mean, she do have a lot of amazing content coming up. So, yep, with that, we will move on to the second question, which is relating to the topic of this podcast itself, or this episode itself. So, what is space advocacy and why is it important today in this 21st century? Yeah.
I will say it's because of the internet. Because since we have the internet, there is so much information. People are away from the books, away from the research that is actually being done in the sector, especially in the sector of science, I would say, not only space, that we need authentic resources. And due to the internet, as we say that everything you see on internet is not true.
Yeah.
So where comes the actual information? There is also the information which is not true, or it is just written in a way that it might look catchy and people take it in a wrong way. So when such activities and such articles, such blogs just keep popping up and keep published, they turn into somehow conspiracy theories. And then you keep thinking that, okay, what is actually right and what is actually wrong? For example, there are a lot of people who would still say things about space, that space is a waste of money. You're throwing so much money in space research. It is just waste. People are dying on Earth, and you should put money on them and not in space research. So I think here's the point. Here's the point where space advocates and space educators come in, and they tell them the facts, that if they are throwing money in space research, why they are doing it, and how the research being done in space is actually helping the Earth, like the life on Earth, satellites, disaster management, in agricultural communication. If you just start from satellites, there are so many, you would say, benefits of satellites. And if the satellites are down, you cannot imagine your life on Earth. But that is the actual science that is not published more often, because it is the technical part and not everyone is happy to read about it.
Yeah, true.
So,
And,
yeah.
No, every time when somebody must have said that, why are you investing in space when you have many of other things to focus on? I think all of us would have been billionaires by now. Like, I mean, if we had a penny, like every time somebody said that, like everyone in the space sector right now will be like so wealthy, because
yes,
every time. And also I do understand what you said, like whatever that's there in the internet, it can be true and it may not be true at the same time, because there is a lot of things going in the internet. So whenever somebody sends me all this space related stuff on Instagram or something, I double check. Like if I don't know it, I'm like, is it true? I check the profile from which they might have sent it first, and if it still feels reliable, I'll go and Google it, or find some authentic source that actually might be saying this, or actually might be disagreeing to that fact. So it's I totally resonate with what you just mentioned. Yep, true. So yeah, with that we will move on to the next question. So how did you get into this field? I mean, you mentioned about like you started this one woman army when you were in college. So what was the inspiration or the drive force to get into this field? And of course, yeah, being a woman in the space sector always comes with a lot of challenges, and of course you might have had faced a lot of other challenges as well, like space communication or space advocacy is not as easy as one might think. It's not as easy as being, I don't know, I don't want to be biased, but it's not as easy as being another influencer out there, because you're dealing with facts, right? So tell me more about it. Yeah.
So I would say I will start from how I got into this field. I will be very quick about this, because this is something which is very true, but at the same time, I have mentioned it so many times that I myself sometimes feel annoyed that how many times I have repeated that. So the thing is, I always wanted to become an astronaut since my childhood. I don't remember any particular moment where I felt that I love space. I was born with this thing. This craze of space travel is innate. It's in me by birth. So when I was in grade 9, my science teacher, it was the first day, and my science teacher was asking everyone that, what do you want to become when what's your career? What's your ambition? It was a class full of 60 girls, and I was the only one who said, I want to become an astronaut and not a doctor, not an engineer.
Wow.
And to that, my teacher laughed at me, and she said, there is no such thing as space. Whoever goes to space, they die. It's all fake. And unfortunately, all those girls who were sitting over there, they did not even knew what an astronaut is and what is actually space. So they believed the teacher who said that there is no such thing as space. It actually demotivated me, and I never made really good friends in my classroom. I later changed my section, and one day my old class fellow saw me playing very happily with my new classmates, and she came and she said, "Yumna, is that you?" I was like, "Yes, that's me." I started laughing. She said, "No, it's you're normal." I said, "Yeah, I am normal. Why are you saying like this?" And she said, "We thought that you are a mentally disabled child because you have a dream to go to a place which does not even exist."
Wow.
So that
Okay.
was the moment, an eye opener for me, that,
Mm.
oh my God, this is the like, it was the eye opener that the lack of awareness in my country regarding space, and also the role of teacher in shaping the young minds and making or killing the dreams of young
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
So
True.
from that moment, I knew that I have to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got internet at my home, most of the time what I was doing, browsing a lot of website on internet, seeing how I can bring space in Pakistan. That was
Okay.
my main goal. Like, I think for some good 4 to 6 years, all that I have done on internet is either look for organization that I can volunteer for, who give me that liberty that I can do something in Pakistan from where I can learn what I
Mm.
can do, and then I can apply that in Pakistan. And secondly, yeah, just playing games, GTA, Need for Speed,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's it. So luckily, I got a lot of organization. I came across World Space Week Association, the Planetary Society, Space Generation Advisory Council,
Yeah.
and Astronomers Without Borders. All these organizations name, but there was this one thing. They put membership was always free, but they ask
Yeah.
you to apply, and the age limit should be 18 to 35. Now,
Yep.
when I was discovering this website, I was around 16, 17.
Mm. Okay.
So I refrained. I actually waited one and
Yeah.
a half year to turn 18 just to put my email
Wow.
address on their website and become a member. So I was that naive at that time.
Oh, wow.
So I just used to follow their social media accounts, and I used to manifest that, oh my God, once I become a member, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So
Wow.
I was a very nerdy kid. I used to
Mm-hmm.
work hard, study, and the rest of the time just games and a bunch of sci-fi movies and these things, planning in my head, imaginations. Okay, if I bring this thing to Pakistan, this is how I can do. And if I
Mm.
can reach out to schools, then oh my God, no school will allow me because space is just a waste for them. Then I used to think, okay, what are the points that I can put in defense of space?
Yeah.
Then I
True.
used to read article.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came across a lot of people, like talking to a lot of people on the internet helped in
Yeah.
understanding what is actually science and what is conspiracy theories. uh,
Okay.
then
Mm-hmm.
I understood the point of conspiracy theories and space advocacy, that how important it is that if you're reading anything on the internet, you should be very careful from, like, what is the source of that content.
Yeah.
The
So
source should
true.
be authentic. Focus on, like, very big websites where you think that they are not going to lie. For
Yeah.
example, NASA, ESA, like
Yeah.
all the major websites of space agencies. And then there are YouTube channels
Yeah.
where you can actually see that documentaries and whatever content you see on those websites are actually made by artists in
Mm.
collaboration with scientists and science communicators.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for example, Discovery, National Geography,
Mm.
BBC,
True.
these
Yeah.
are the things. So actually, that is how I got into space. Once I get into a medical college, all the plan was in my mind. Everything was prepared, and I was like, okay, Yumna, now it's your
Okay.
time. Now you are in a college. Now you no longer need to
Yeah.
cram books. You need time. We have this in our brown culture, how prestigious it is to be in a medical college. So I was like,
Yes.
okay, Yumna, this is a tick mark. You have achieved this thing. Now you are successfully landed in a medical college.
Mm-hmm.
Now is the time that you no longer need to cram the books and try to live a life bit,
Yeah.
try to live your passion a
Yeah.
bit. So
Yes.
that's when I started my space awareness campaign.
Wow. I mean, that
Yep.
journey is literally so interesting and inspiring as well. Like, that I'm still stuck, where you just mentioned about like by the time you explored all these pages, you were 16 or 17 and you waited till
Hmm.
you turned 18. For me,
Yes.
I believe I was waiting to get my driver's license. So I
Yes.
think, yeah, I mean that I can resonate to it till like in a different way, but still I totally understand. And right, I mean
Mm.
the brown culture
Yeah.
for like craziness for medical schools and
Mm.
like how you should be. And right now I feel like you are doing so amazing. Like I've always been looking up to you on the Instagram and everything, all the
Thank
content that I've been
you.
put in. So yeah, I mean, it's actually an honor for me to actually host you for this episode. So
Thank you.
yeah. Before we move into the next session, I have a new segment introduced to you all by
Mm.
Space Smurfs, and this is called "Would You Rather in Space" by Space Smurfs. So we have a couple of questions for you, Yumna. So you
Mhm.
have to answer them. Choose the one from the options within 1 minute.
Mhm. Okay.
The faster you choose, the more questions you will be able to cover, and the more the questions you answer.
Okay.
There is nothing as of now. I'm sorry about it, but if you are willing to sponsorship, please do reach out to us at the spacemurfs@gmail.com or on our
Great.
Instagram channel, Space Smurfs. So, yeah, looking forward to your direct messages or emails on sponsorship. But anyway, let's move on to that. And so, with that, Yumna, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, and let's begin. Would you rather be a Martian or be a Kryptonite?
Martian.
Would you rather get sucked into the black hole or float into the universe?
Float into the universe. I actually dreamt of it. Yeah. Float into the
Okay.
universe.
Would you rather choose to have the ability to resist the space environment or have the ability to travel in space like the superhero?
Oh my God, both of them. They both are very, very
Choose
important.
choose one. You have to choose one.
Space environment, because if it's safe, then I will be able to travel. So space
Okay, okay.
environment.
Yeah. And would you rather travel to the center of the universe or travel to the center of the earth?
Center of the earth.
Yeah,
Both are
okay.
fascinating.
Would you
Because
rather
once
have
I
a
discovered this, then I will be able to travel to space as well. Because
yeah, true.
people who travel to space, you have to be skilled enough, you have to be eligible. So if I am traveling to the center, I will be like maybe one step higher, that they might consider me to go to space as well.
Yes. Yes, yes. I mean like eligibility level, like experience, previous experience, right?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep. Would you rather freeze time or travel through time?
Travel through time.
Okay. Would you rather meet an alien or be an alien?
I am an alien, so it would be interesting to meet another one.
Oh, speaking of aliens, do you know
Mm.
what we call an alien with 3 eyes?
Mm,
An alien.
no. What?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh, it's
An
I mean
alien with
an alien. I mean, with 3 eyes, we haven't started naming aliens yet, right? So it will definitely
Mhm.
be called an alien only with whether it has like three eyes or
Oh
four
yes!
eyes
Oh
or
my
five.
God! Seriously, I was like,
See this?
okay, there is a new term and that I don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
and the
great.
last question of this session: Would you rather be the first human or human in Mars or the last human on Earth?
First human on Mars, but I just want to add something, that I am more a moon person than a Mars person. So I would
Yes,
be like, love to be the first one on moon instead of
but it's
Mars,
already.
or the last one on Earth.
I mean, but it's already been done by Neil Armstrong, so I
Uh,
think that ticket is taken.
they still have to send the first woman on the moon. Yep.
Yes, yes,
Mission
yes,
Artemis.
yes. Yes, so
Yep.
that ticket is open. So, yep, exciting. And oh, don't fall. And another thing is, like, do you know why Mickey Mouse traveled to space?
Did he?
I mean, do you know why? It's like
Okay.
These are stupid questions that I have during the podcast. I want
Okay,
to
why?
ask
I
them
don't know.
to find Pluto.
What the? Oh my God. To find Pluto. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I
That's
like
it.
it.
And and all the other questions, if you guys are very interested about these questions, tune into our next episode, and the next episode you will have a lot of it happening.
You know what?
So
I'm gonna use this during my sessions with kids. I'm gonna use this.
yes, I mean these are
Because
fun.
yesterday,
Uh,
yeah, because yesterday I was in one of the session and a kid asked me, I asked them who was the first person on the moon, and one of them said Mickey Mouse. And I was like, why would he travel to the moon or to the space? Now I know why.
yes, to find Pluto.
Yep.
Yep. So that's a quick break from our serious questions.
Mhm.
Moving on. So you mentioned that you were being recognized by different entities also during your
Mm-mm.
space journey. Like I believe
Mhm.
even the government of Pakistan,
Mm-mm.
SGAC, entities like that were recognized, did recognize you as someone like emerging global rising
Mhm.
stars and everything in the
Mhm.
space sector. So for the aspiring young minds in the space sector who wants to
Mm-mm.
shine, what are your key points or your words of wisdom for them?
Mhm. Number one point is never ever work for awards, never ever
Mm,
work for titles, work for impact, and awards will come your way.
mm,
To me, winning any of these big awards is not okay. They are achievement, and I am honored to be recognized. But at the same time, biggest achievement is the impact that I was able to create, and I am still trying to create. When I was
mm,
16 and waiting to just put my email address on some website to become a member, I never ever imagined that I will be at some point where I am today.
mm,
So who knows where I am after 5 years? But I have seen people around me where if they think that they have finally won an award and they have been recognized, they just stop there and they stop working hard for their dream or for what they are actually doing. They just think that, okay, we have bagged some awards and
mm.
let's try to leverage them for something else and not for the reason they got the awards for.
Mm,
they
okay.
just they just stop it, they just
Yeah.
discontinue it, which is disappointing. But I would say it might be one side of the picture, and I don't know their perspective. But point
Okay.
number one is always work for what you love and always work for change, always work for impact.
Mm,
Awards will come like your way. If you are really honest with your work, you will get it someday.
yeah. That's I think that's something that even I mean, irrespective of the domain, people should look into.
Yep.
Like, don't
Yep.
work for the awards, work for the
Mm-mm.
impact, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the second point is correct use of internet.
Mm,
I don't know why I receive so many messages and so many emails. We don't have opportunities in this country. We don't have resource in this country. Sorry, if you are using internet to tell me that you don't have opportunities, then I would completely straight blame you,
mm,
because it's not the time where opportunities will come to you. You have to either hunt for opportunities or you have to
yeah.
create one for yourself. I was
Mm.
14, 15, 16. I hunted for these opportunities online.
Wow. Yep. True.
Okay. I hunted for these things and I started early.
Mm,
That was the edge that I
yeah.
have as compared to
Mm,
others.
yeah.
So I would say use internet correctly. COVID has told us very clearly that everything is able
Yeah.
to do remotely, to do online.
Yeah.
So if you are passionate about something, first you have to figure out what you really like to do. And once you have
Mm,
figured it out, this is what you want, then look up for it on internet. And there must be so many things that you can do.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that that's pretty much it.
Yep. And I think all those young, inspiring space people or young minds, I
Mhm.
mean, not just space people, like anyone who is
Mhm.
listening to Yumna, please do note these two down, and even I approve. So yeah, I think these are all like life mantras right now at the moment,
Yeah.
because internet a few years back it would have been the case, but yeah, now it's
Mhm.
yeah, it's there in your on your fingertips,
Yeah.
on
Yep.
your fingertips. Yeah.
On.
But anyway, moving on to the last and final question of this session. So we have a lot of space communicators space communicators emerging
Mhm.
in the sector right
Mhm.
now. Like we
Mhm.
ourselves, Space Smurfs is ourselves doing something.
Mhm.
We also have a lot of other podcasters, and it's not just about being there on social media or doing podcasts. It's also about someone who writes blogs,
Mhm.
someone who is, giving out like whatever the information that we are giving out, it's considered as a space communication or information,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So with more and more these things happening, how do you foresee the future of space sector or space communication in,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, maybe in the next 5 years or something?
Mhm.
How do you
Okay.
see it?
So, first of all, I would say that it's a very good question. I would love to answer that because this is something been cooking in my mind for last 2 years.
Okay.
Uh, when we say space communicators or space advocates, if you are writing, if you are doing anything regarding the communication part, that is the non-technical part in the space sector.
Yep.
Okay. Space needs everybody. I always say that there is space for everyone. And
Mhm.
by that, I mean that we need artists, engineers, doctors, architects, lawyers, people from sciences as well as from art and humanities. We need everyone.
Yeah.
But also that there should be a balance in them.
Hmm.
There is
Okay.
like balance in the terms of if everyone is doing the non-tech, then who is going to actually make the rockets, right?
Hmm. Okay.
So there should be a balance. This is something in Pakistan I realized that when I like started giving interviews, and unfortunately I'm not very happy with the television media because they don't portray the thing as it is and as I want it to be. All the plus points are sometimes edited, and
Yeah.
it becomes something very self-obsessed kind of thing. I don't
Yeah.
like that at all.
Mm.
Um, if I say something and if I became something, I do not want to give the message to the young minds that I became a space educator. You should also become a space educator.
Yeah.
I want them to be more than a space educator. I want them to be more than me. There was
Okay.
no space awareness. I worked hard for some 7, 8 years. I tried to build the space ecosystem. I tried to aware you about space. I tried to give you hope that there are careers out there that you can actually adopt.
Mm.
I did this because I want the younger generation to be
Yeah.
actually taking up the technical space careers so that
Yeah.
my country also have people who have degrees in space, and
Mm.
um, there is more the people have such degrees who actually have passion. They will find their way either in Pakistan, either abroad, and there will be more noise about the topic. And
Yeah.
when there is more noise about something, when there is a mass noise, then your higher authorities and governments and military, and they would definitely do something about it, because
Exactly.
now people are asking, because now people
Yeah.
are questioning you. So this was the reason to do it. But I have seen that a lot in for the last 2 years. I have been given so many interviews, and in the last 2 years there have been so many space education organizations that popped out. I have seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
uh, of course, I really, really appreciate their effort, because I alone or just a bunch of few organizations alone
Yeah.
cannot raise space awareness in entire country or entire region. It's a
Yeah.
big task. Like, and
Exactly.
I cannot be everywhere at every time. So it's good. It's a really nice effort. But at the same time, what I would say, what impression we are giving to others.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's
Okay.
just like conspiracy theories what you see on the internet. Maybe especially the teenagers, the young minds these days, they worship everything that is famous on the internet. Come
Yep.
on, that
Yep.
is now not how it's supposed to be. So sometimes there have been so many things that I want to post on social media, but I don't.
Mm.
Sometimes I start questioning my own self and questioning my own hard work or my own achievements, that if I am putting this, young minds are thinking that becoming a space educator is a career path that you can take to be either famous or be successful or something. I totally encourage it if you are really, really passionate about science communication and you really want to build your career in it.
Yeah.
But because at the same time, there are a lot of things that I do for my career, for my dream, but I don't post about it,
Yeah.
right? I don't post everything. I don't post the negatives. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I sometimes feel that it is good to have a lot of non-technical aspects, but
But
what are we doing? We are
yeah.
actually encouraging people to take up the space careers, but
Yeah.
people are taking it in a way that, okay, the person who is promoting it, look at their
Yeah.
career.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, and that's really true actually. And I
yeah,
think I totally agree with your point of like all these space communicators or space advocates. Like,
yeah,
what are your final outcomes? Like, what are you getting out of it? Like through the
yes,
activities that you're doing. I mean,
yes,
getting more people into the same field? No, like you should be like that gateway.
diversify.
Yes, into like different segments. Like there are a lot of things. I mean, of course, in the coming episodes of Space Mouse, you will see a lot of different domains that are there in the
Great.
space sector itself, and we will have experts coming into, and not all of them are having space background, to be honest. Like they chose that space sector in the middle of
Yeah,
their career also. So
yes,
it's up to you. Like it's not
yeah,
a particular degree that we all chose. Like even I
yes,
don't have a space degree.
yes,
I don't have
yes,
it.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree with you. And with that, it's time for us to wrap up this episode of Space Smurf. And as always, we do have this very interactive opportunity for the audience to ask your questions to Yumna here about anything that comes under the space advocacy. So don't forget to drop your questions right on the comment section, or you can directly reach out to us and DM at Space Smurfs on Instagram. We will transfer your questions to Yumna and she will choose the questions for you. And you might even get a shout out on our Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube as well. And she will answer your questions through our channel. Again, don't forget to add on your questions in the comment section. And with that, Yumna, it was really great to have you on this launch episode of season 3. And I really enjoyed the conversation that we had. We talked about a lot of things in space advocacy, that spectrum of things there. So
Yeah,
it was really, really amazing. And thank you so much for
thank you.
joining us. And we wish you more growth and more success in the future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I will keep looking up for the next episodes where I can get all these Smurfy, spacey jokes.
Yes.
I really
Yes,
love them.
definitely.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely,
Thank you.
definitely. And thank you so much. And this is your Space Moms host signing out now. We will meet you with the next month, 4th Friday, 7 p.m. IST. And till then, you guys keep smurfing. Bye bye.